is in. And so every property is either going to enter the life cycle as a development or return to the beginning of the life cycle as a fix and flip. Once the property is either built or it's completely renovated, it then enters into its highest value and best use, which is known as turnkey. And that term is simply, it's ready to go. You get the keys and now it's performing as an asset. But over time, typically a span of 15 to 20 years, that brand new asset starts to, for lack of a better term, break down or become outdated, and it'll need renovations to be brought back up to its highest and best use. And what we'll typically see is most properties stay within this cycle. They go back and forth between turnkey and value add through renovations and through updates. However, if the owner or the management team does not do a great job of keeping it up to date, eventually that property can enter the distress category via delinquency, or sometimes natural disasters happen that immediately put a property into the distressed category. And these properties are in need of repair. Now, there's all types of different distress. There's different levels of distress. Some have tenants inside of them, but just don't perform at a rate that it can even afford its own repairs. Some of them are completely condemned. And the only way to get it from a distressed category back into the life cycle, the beginning stages of life cycle, is via fix and flip. All right, so now we'll talk about the different wealth generators that each of these categories stands for us to benefit from. So from a development of fix and flip, remember we talked about forced appreciation is that short-term generator where you take something, make it better, and then it enters the life cycle as a turnkey property. Well, the only opportunity in developments and fix and flips is essentially that forced appreciation, which it is a big opportunity, but you have to hold on to it for a substantial period of time to be able to see the other four wealth generators. Once it enters that turnkey status, the forced appreciation generator goes away, and that's because the appreciation's already been added to it via the development, fix, and flip process, and it's at its highest value and best use, but you don't have any room to force appreciation into it. Until roughly 15 to 20 years later, something substantial happens to where that property is operating as a full-on business. It's receiving market appreciation. It's got tenants in it, so it's receiving cash flow. If you have cash flow, you're able to pay down your principal mortgage from the bank, and because you're holding it for a period of time, you're able to receive the tax deductions as well. But because it needs renovations, the opportunity opens back up for someone to purchase that property, force the appreciation, return it to the turnkey status, and realize all five wealth generators. And then the last cycle is distress, in which the only opportunity there is, again, to force depreciation via fix and flip to return it back to a turnkey status.